For today's project, we will be using this glass vase from Dollar Tree, this glass candle base, and this little jar. Actually, just the topper for this part. Next, I'm going to take E6000 and glue the candle base to the glass vase. This is nothing new. People do this all the time. But I was inspired actually by a picture I found online, and I wanted to try to make something like it. It didn't turn out just like the picture. It's more inspired by the picture. I then took all of these ornaments, actually not all, I only used a few, I think 4 for this project. I did buy those this year at Dollar Tree, and I'm using these little picks. I wasn't sure how much I needed, so I'm showing both, but I didn't even use all of one. And next, I'm just going to experiment and put in different things. Some of the beads, some of the picks. Originally, I wasn't even going to put any of the greenery in there, but because this vase was smaller than the one I was looking for, I ended up adding green because it looked a little odd and there was just a lot of extra space. This definitely would have worked better if I had smaller ornaments, but I believe these are the smallest ones that Dollar Tree carries. So I kind of had to work with what I had. And you'll see me trying several times trying to get it just right. And so it took a few tries to really play around with it. Then the glass topper, I noticed that that wasn't fitting very well. So I had to, after a few tries and after struggling and thinking about how to make this work so that the glass cover stayed and didn't move all over the place. At first I was just going to remove the little rubber or not plastic piece that was around it. But then I quickly realized that it was definitely not going to stay very well that way. So I then, I'm not even sure, I don't think you see it in this part. I think what I ended up doing was adding it, but I trimmed it down so it wasn't as wide. And then I also hot glue the top ornament because I still could not get it to stay to where I was happy with it. And I used hot glue because I knew that down the road, if I want to change this or do something different, I would be able to remove it. I actually had glued it with the top of the ornament facing down away from the glass lid, but I ended up changing my mind about that because then it was too much. It was awkward to have it balance with that topper piece on there. And I actually was able to peel off the glue. I really thought I was going to break the ornament doing this, and it didn't break. So these truly are unbreakable to a point, I guess. But I wasn't able, even with me ripping off the glue, I thought for sure it was going to ruin the ornament. And it was just fine after I was done. And so you see me fidgeting several times with this, just to get it to look to where I was happy with it. In the end, I'm really happy. I didn't originally plan on doing the greenery at all, but once I had it all together, I kind of realized that that was the best way to do it. And I also, so you can see me pulling it apart because I wasn't happy with it that way. And it came all off, like, so it was totally fine, which was kind of nice actually. But what I was going to say was originally I did not envision doing the greenery at all whatsoever. But then I'm really happy with that. I also think that I may add some of the faux snow that Dollar Tree sells down the road. I just didn't have it at the time. But I think that that will definitely add some interest to it as well. And the other thing I like about this project is that it can always be changed. If you wanted to change the color scheme or do something entirely different, you could. It's definitely possible because there's nothing really glued or stuck down that's permanent aside from the candle base to the vase. But everything else could be removed and changed if you so chose. So I really like that about this project. The next project, I'm going to use this glass bowl with the glass candle. I already glued it. And then this, the bowl with the snowflakes on it and the glass candle. What I am doing with this is I'm going to make like kind of like a tiered tray, but more like a, I guess you would call it a tiered bowl. Tiered bowl or a topiary. This is what it kind of reminds me of, a topiary of some kind. I'm gluing the wicks to the top because I'm going to turn this bowl into a candle. And I just used my own wicks, but because they were thicker and I just felt like they would be easier to work with. But you can use the ones from the pillar candles because that's what I'm using to melt down into here. You need about 2 of those candles. I wanted to add 3 wicks though to this because I felt like it would just burn better that way. And unfortunately, I wanted to film me putting the candle in there, but that didn't really, I didn't really have a good setup for that, so I didn't end up doing that. The next part is where I'm just going to put the candle here, but I'm not going to glue it down because I want to be able to use this later on in whatever way I want to, change it up or whatever. So I'm just kind of showing you without the top piece because it's kind of hard to show you what I'm doing. And I'm just going to layer some greenery at the bottom. And these are the greenery picks that you get in the floral section of Dollar Tree. And I cut them down to fit. And you can kind of see it sliding towards the middle. Once you have that piece on, I did this all over again without anything in there, with that piece in there, but it was just so hard to show. So I'm just doing a layer of the greenery, and then I'm going to put some of these larger ornaments in there. And they're just, I think I got them last year at Dollar Tree. I'm pretty sure. I think they had them this year, but I didn't get them because I already had some. So that's what I ended up using. And I think I used about 4 or 5 in the center there. You can kind of get the idea how I did it. But I wanted to be able to take this apart and use it all year. And, I'll probably store the candle away, but I'll probably use the bowl year round for other things. So, and then I put the smaller ornaments on the top of the bigger ornaments, which it doesn't really look like that here because everything was just trying to slide away. And then I also, here you can see, I filled in some more with the greenery in between to make it look nice and full and put together. And this is the way that it turned out. I really love it. I think it's beautiful. Such a cute little last minute addition to your decor. And you can always change the colors or do whatever you want, and it's totally changeable. Nothing is permanent, which I love that too, aside from the candlesticks. I hope you enjoyed this. I love the way these turned out. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a like and a comment down below. Let me know if you plan on doing this project yourself and how you might change it and make it your own. Also, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. It really does help me out so much. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.